Hello, Leo. I am here with your April 2021 tarot. I am using the Murder of Crow Tarot. You'll have to excuse me if my voice is a little raspy. It is springtime, and that means it's allergy time. So I may have to take a drink of water every now and then, or clear my throat. I have done an off-screen pre-shuffle, and now we ask for the messages for Leo for April 2021. I hope you guys are having a great Easter. I'm just going to take this moment while we are shuffling the cards, waiting for your messages, to do the clerical work. You know, the stuff that nobody likes doing. If you like this reading, please hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when I have posted something new. The more you interact with your favorite YouTube artist, this channel included, means the more that we can interact with you and the more that other people get to see the videos as it helps them get into the algorithm. Now, second clerical thing, this one is a little more interesting though and a little more geared to you. I am going to be doing a contest. Wow, I am actually going to be picking those up off the floor first. I am going to be doing a contest. Whichever sign gets the most likes, views for the month of April will get extra readings in the month of May. Right now, I have planned a love reading as the extra reading, as well as a financial reading for one of the extra readings. I may do an oracle one just to help round out the month. So interact with your reading, share it. Please feel free to share it on your own socials. The more people who get to see your video for your sign will help you to potentially win this contest and get the extra readings. Now, I wish I could tell you that there was a lot of really cool, interesting astrological stuff happening in the cosmos this month, but there isn't. Sorry, I can't help it. The planets aren't really doing anything. So take this time to enjoy it, enjoy the calm, enjoy the peace, because by the end of the month, we are going to start getting into retrograde season. We have Pluto going retrograde at the end of April on the 27th. We do have the new moon on April 11th, and we will have the full moon, I believe, on the 28th of April. The sun also changes signs from Aries to Taurus on April 19th, and that is going to kind of tamp down that fiery, energetic, if you've been flying off the handle, that type of energy is going to settle down simply due to the fact that we are leaving Aries, which is a fire sign, and going into Taurus, which is earth sign. So we're going to feel a lot more grounded. We're going to be a lot more focused, a lot more hardworking, almost to the point of being stubborn. So that's the downside to Taurus. Now, Leo, because you are a fire sign, you are getting kind of a boost from the sun being in the sign of Aries, because Aries is also a fire sign. So expect all of this to simmer down just a touch, because Leo, let's face it, you guys are meant to shine. You always do, regardless of what sign the sun is in. So let's get onto your reading. We're going to pull out the bottom of the deck cards first, because this is what is playing out in the background that you can't see. But these are the forces that are working to help propel your main reading. Now, you do have quite a bit of major arcana, which, no surprise, Leo, you are a big energy, and major arcana equals major energy. But we start off the bottom of the deck. What is actually playing out that we can't see? Well, first of all, we got the influence of the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, air sign, talks about things in our mind. She's very sharp, she's witty, intelligent, and she has an equally sharp tongue. So with that, keep in mind that your words could have a little extra sting to them if you're not mindful of it. We do have endings and completion, but we also have the energy of the Hanging Man. And the Hanging Man is basically needing to either look at things from a different perspective or a prolonged period of waiting. And I do believe that this has been a prolonged period of waiting simply due to the fact that everybody, throughout the course of March, particularly the last half of March, all of the general daily readings have had some sort of waiting. And what are we waiting for? Well, first of all, you got Judgment. The Judgment card, second last in the Major Arcana, talks about wanting to take action to close something out. It could potentially talk about judgment in regards to legal matters, but that literally pertains to a very small number of people. So we'll go with the more general of that it is the closing out, the calling of wanting to take action. We're tired of waiting. We want this to close out. And we have the World card next. And the World card is literally the ending of the cycle. Now, it is a bit of a triumphant ending of the cycle. It's not the dark and heavy ending like the Death card would have us believe. This is more of a happier ending of a cycle. We're looking forward to it ending and it being done. But we're wanting to really take action and start having that move forward. But the body of the read, this is what's playing out for the month of April. We start off with Earth energy, the sign of Virgo. We've got the Hermit, and some of us are in forced isolation, but the Hermit, he talks about isolation. It is masculine energy, but he's the wise man and he actually enjoys it. He doesn't like the busyness of being around people and conforming to everything around him. That's just not his deal. The Hermit is also a very wise man, and for me, the imagery of the wise man, when I think about the keywords of this card, has me thinking of that wise man who lives alone on the top of the mountain that people walk for days to go get answers from. That's the energy of the Hermit. Now, the Hermit is not in complete isolation. He does enjoy it, but he's got right there, just trying to show you, this is a lantern, it's not a cage. And in the lantern is usually the energy of the Star card, and the Star card is going to play in here a little bit more in a moment. But the Star card is a Major Arcana card, which talks about hopes and dreams. So the wise man has the answers to his hopes and dreams, and he has it contained within a lantern that helps light the way, and it provides him the light. Up next, we have Major Arcana card of Cancer. It is the Chariot. It's movement. Now, because of it being the card of Cancer, it does have the watery influences. There's the moon. The moon rules over Cancer. But remember how I said that Star card is going to make an appearance again? Right there. That is the star that is usually in the Hermit's lantern. So the Chariot on its own talks about movement. It's movement forward and using willpower and grace to help tame the lions that pull the chariot. Well, in this case, the ravens. But it takes a lot of willpower and grace to do so, because without it, those lions would just run every which way as fast as they can with no control. And there is a sense of control here, but it's movement, and it is movement forward. With the influence of the moon on this card, there still might be a missing piece that is preventing you from moving forward. However, we also have the influence of the Star card, which is having us moving forward towards our hopes and dreams. This card also could indicate travel, and when I say movement, it could mean a literal physical form of movement, such as moving places of residence or traveling. Up next, we have more water influence with the, just making sure I got the right one here. This is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, the knight in shining armor, coming to offer you a cup of love. Now, this does not have to mean your literal idealistic form of a romantic offer. It could just be somebody offering a cup of love to you, or vice versa, and that could be in the form of platonic relationships or a mentor coming in to help you through, but is doing so in a very loving manner. So remember all of that waiting we were doing with the hanging man and wanting to take action? Well, that energy is playing out in the body of the reading with the Nine of Swords. Swords, again, air energy, talking about what's going on in our minds. This is the card of anxiety, worry, and sleepless nights. All of this lack of movement up until now is causing us to be worried and for our anxiety to be rising. Now, you're not alone in this. There's a lot of people who are in the position of waiting what's next. When are things going to change? When are things going to start happening? There's all of that happening on a global sense. We have more swords coming up here. The last two cards are both swords, and this card, the Two of Swords, is talking about needing to make a decision, but you can't see the blindfold? You can't see what the right course of action is. And again, some of that is the waiting around, the slight missing pieces of information. There's that waiting for it to all come in, and you can't see which way you're supposed to be going, and it is driving your anxiety. But no, you're going to get that missing piece of information with the Ace of Swords. This is a gift of the truth, gift of information. And it is also a new start. So altogether, really watch your tongue this month, watch your words. The Queen of Swords energy talks about being very smart, using your words, but not being aware or cognizant of the emotional impacts that it can have on other people, should you use those really cutting words. Now, there are times to be using them. Just be mindful that if this is somebody that you want to keep around you, you may want to take those emotions into consideration. We're in a prolonged state of suspended animation because we're waiting for this cycle to finish closing out. Now, karma is being reset at the end of March. We had a numerology day that was resetting. I believe it was on March 28th, to go along with the full moon in Libra. There was a sense of closing out of karmic cycles. And what that is doing is you've learned your lessons, your karma has kind of come right to the center, and now it's kind of reviewing what happens next. Which way does this go? Do we fall backwards and have to go back and relearn some of this? Or do we move forward? Because our karma is being reset and things are going to start happening. It just depends on which side of the karma equation you fall on as to how that happens and what that looks like. We're wanting to take action. We want things to hurry up. We're done. We've been doing the work. We've been isolating. We feel isolated. Also know if you are ascending to kind of a higher plane and people aren't wanting to change. They're falling behind. So you may be feeling isolated because you are kind of coming away from your group. But this is progress. This is forward motion. This is something that you've been cherishing, you've been loving, or putting a lot of loving effort into. There's still a little piece of information that's missing, and it is coming, because right now it's blocking your view as to which way you should go, what you should do, how do you do it. Just know that that gift of truth, that information is coming. It is going to help you take off that blindfold so you can make that decision. Your anxiety will fall away once that happens. Now, just to go off of my gut feeling for timing on this is more of an end of the month. So end of April type feeling that you'll have all of these things falling into place. So I'm going to leave it here for you, Leo, and hopefully I will be seeing you back very shortly. I do daily tarot readings, so please feel free to subscribe so you know exactly when those get uploaded, and I will talk to you soon.